All right, in this small lecture, I'm going to show you that how you can post JSON data to the server. You have already seen how you can post a form to the server by filling out a form, and then you're doing like request.body dot the name of the key. You can use the same approach when you are posting JSON, but now the side for the client side will change a little bit because now you need to use a library that can actually post JSON. First, let's look at the server side. We're using Express. We're using body parser because body parser is going to know how to parse JSON. We're using Mustache for our templating engine. Make sure that you set the body parser JSON as the middleware, or else your Express app will have no idea of how to parse JSON. When I go to the index page, just to the customer route, it's going to show the index page. So let's go ahead and do that first. Let's go ahead and run our server. And if I go to the customer route, you'll see that I have a customer page, simple form, entering the username and entering the age, and there's a submit button. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the index.mustache. The first thing to notice is that on the client side, obviously, I have to use a library that I can use to post JSON, right? So I'm using fetch library that you're already familiar with. So I'm using the fetch library over here. Then we have a simple form with the labels, enter name, text, age, text, submit button. Now we don't really want the form to be submitted because we're going to use Ajax. So that's why we have attached an event listener on the submit, but we are also saying that prevent the default behavior of the form, which is don't submit the form, because we are going to submit it ourselves by using asynchronous request or Ajax. Then I use document.querySelector to get the name out of the text box. The ID of the text box or the text field is name text box, and the age text box. Now I'm creating a object with the name and the age. Now why are we creating an object? Well, because we need to pass this object to our fetch function or the fetch library so it can be sent as JSON. And this is the fetch library call. It's going to post to the customer. It actually says over here post. Headers, basically it's telling what kind of data I'm sending, which in this case is application JSON. And finally, what content you are sending. So in this case, we're sending parameters, but it's going to convert this object into a JSON representation in string format. Okay, so let's go ahead and see this in action. So if I have the form over here, and if I enter some name over here, so let's say John Doe, and age is 33, and if I submit the form, so this is the object that is being sent at the console. Let's see if we can actually look at the request. So this is the request, you can see, and you can see what is being sent in the request. The request is simply a JSON object, name John Doe, age 33, name John Doe. And if we go on to the server side now, which is the post, we can access the name and the age. If you want to access the age, you're simply going to say console.log request.body.age, because that's the key that you use on the other side. And it is going to print out the age. Now, the reason you are able to use request.body.name is because we have already set up that we are going to use a body parser which will be able to parse JSON. If you remove this line, it's not going to work correctly. All right, so you have to tell the app, in this case Express, that you're using a middleware for JSON parsing, which in this case is a body parser JSON. So make sure that you install this, which is npm install body parser. All right, and that's pretty much it. Now you can play around with it. It's going to come real handy when you are building much larger applications and you want to post some information without refreshing the page. That's the beauty of Ajax. You have seen that even if I submit, it made the request, but look at the page. It didn't refresh. Look at the page. It's not refreshing at all. All right. Ajax is used like literally everywhere. I think if you open up your Gmail, Gmail is a single page application. It's not even multiple pages. So it's a single page application, and it doesn't refresh the page because that will be quite annoying. Like if you click on inbox, it refreshes. If you click on trash, it refreshes all that, like the whole browser. That will be really bad experience. So they use Ajax, and it doesn't refresh the whole thing. They just use Ajax to fetch all the data. So the page is still there, and in the end, it's the same page basically. All right, and that's pretty much it. Try it out.